Hey everybody, it's Flyin Ryan here with a review of the three-bladed props, or three-leaf props as they call them, for the Hubsan X4. So we're just looking at the props here. Um, Pretty neat. They look cool. They give a new kind of look to a quad. There's not a lot that have three-blade props, so kind of a cool look to it. However, there's a lot of pros and cons to using a three-blade prop versus a two-blade prop. First of all, flight time is drastically shortened. So with this is the Hubsan 107C, the camera version, and using the stock 380 milliamp hour battery, I get about a minute or 6 minutes and 15-second flights. But with the three-bladed props, I only get about 4 minute flights, so quite a bit shorter flight time. But I wanted to show you can use the prop guard with them still. It fits on there just fine. And with this on and the three-bladed props, I only get 3.5 minute flights. So quite a bit of a hit on the flight times. But the pros to using a three-bladed prop is that they are very quiet, extremely quiet compared to the stock props. Almost, and I wouldn't say silent, but very, very quiet. And they give a little bit more punch. The normal advantage, like normally planes are the ones that use three-bladed props versus two-blade props, and it gives more torque, so you kind of get more punch in the in the throttle, but you don't have as much top end. So to hover, you've got to use a lot more throttle, which is why you get shorter flight times, because there's just less lift created in a steady hover or whatnot. But when you punch the throttle, they get a lot more kick right off the bat, but then they just kind of max out much sooner, if that makes any sense. Theoretically, they should be more stable. However, I didn't find that to be true. I think mainly just because of manufacturing defects, and just they're going to be slight differences. And I found, some are kind of bent a little bit, so I kind of did a lot to try to, make sure all the blades were straightened out and equal and everything. But I think there's just too many factors involved with little manufacturing flaws that they tend to actually cause a lot of trim issues, and it was kind of drifting all over on me. Didn't want to hold a hover as well. But in theory, they should be more stable. But I just, in actuality, I did not find that to be true. And I did test with the camera on, and it recorded well. Obviously I didn't do anything to balance the props, and there was no extra vibration or anything. It looked like the film quality was, just at least as good as with the stock props. So no change there. They do come in a bunch of different colors, with a combination between red, black, white, and green. Those are your, 4 different color choices there. One thing I did notice is that they are very brittle. You'll see I've got two broken ones here in this bag, and these actually broke on me mid-flight. Like while it was flying, one blade just broke off for no reason. I don't even know why it happened. I mean, maybe I crashed or something earlier and slightly damaged it, but I think the hub is just a little bit more fragile than the stock props, or maybe it's a different kind of plastic. But I did find them to be pretty brittle. Let's see if there's anything else to say about these. No, I think that's about it. So I'll go ahead and do a little flight demo, and so you can hear the difference in the sound that it makes, which is really the main pro that I can say about these. Otherwise, there's not really too much reason to use these unless you just really like the look of the three-bladed props. Anyway, let's go check out the flight demo. Alright, this is the flight demo of the three-blade props for the Hubsan X4. I'll be flying my H107C. You may notice that the prop colors have changed since my tabletop review. Well, I started to film this flight review with the green props, and one of them flew off mid-flight, and I noticed that it had a crack down the center shaft, so that one was broken. So these three-bladed props are just very, very delicate, and they break a lot, so that's a pretty huge negative. But you'll hear it's really quiet with the three-blade props on. Let me get it trimmed out a little bit. Alright. And so yeah, I'm at about 85 or 90% throttle, so it takes a lot more throttle to hold a hover with these props. But it does have more punch, it seems like. It's got a little more kick to it, it just doesn't have as much top speed. Huh, I'm getting LVC warning already. Maybe I flew too long with testing the green props, but there's not really too much to show with these. I mean, that's really all there is to it, is the quieter sound and a little bit more punch. But yeah, these are just so brittle. I think, you know, there's not enough pros to really, you know, warrant using them over the two-bladed props, and you know, they just break, and I don't know, there's not really a lot of advantage to them. So I don't think these beat out the standard two-bladed props. So unless you're just absolutely in love with the look of the three-bladed prop, there's just too many negatives, too many downfalls with them, that they just aren't really that practical to use. But anyway, that's my review of the three-bladed props for the Hubsan X4. Check the video description for price and purchase links if you want to try them out for yourself. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. So you can hear they're really quiet. Get it. Oh, one of them just flew off there mid-flight. Wow.